Alright guys, we're replacing the engine, or I guess suspension cross member on this 2005 Dodge Neon. Here's the old one. A person called me and said, hey, I think my control arm broke, and well, can't really see, but definitely not the control arm. Completely separated. So we are going to put in a new one. Dorman makes replacement one. I found new bolts to work with it. One of the issues I ran into was the let me go in here. Find out this bench is a mess. This job is supposed to be real quick, and it's turned into not so much fun. So this one is fine, except for the threads and the captured nut were bad. This one actually ended up having to cut off to get the cross member out. I'll go underneath and we'll show you. We'll go ahead and show you what we did to get these parts out. All right, so we're underneath. As you can see, this is where I went through. We cut a C-notch and peeled the steel back here. And then I'll show you what we're making to go in here to replace this. But the other side is very similar. A little more cutting was involved because we had a lot of the studs sticking out of it still. But we got it out. I made it so we can peel everything or push everything back to where it goes and weld it back up. So we will be good safety wise. So I'm going to show you what we made to go in here. Alright, so here's what we made. We found new bolts. They are like grade 10, 9 or something metrics. And then we got nylon nuts, but the nylon worn out. It's the only way to get the big nuts. But as you can see, I took some, I think it's 1/8 inch or 1/4 inch plate steel, welded a ginormous hole in it, and welded the nut to it. Hopefully, there we go, there she focused. So like I said, I just took some of the plate steel like this, drilled a hole way bigger than what's needed, and then we'll center this, center it on here like so. It'll get welded, and then we'll paint it, and then these will slide up in the frame. All right, back underneath, here's the part we made. Now it'll literally, I'm gonna go nut side up, but it's gonna go just like that, and then you still have the floating somewhat for the bolt to center it, and then we'll peel it, put this back, weld it, and then we'll be able to run the bolt in just like stock. All right, new suspension cross member is in. I got the new, got my fabricated brackets in. Everything's welded up. Everything is tightened. New sway bar bushings, new sway bar links on both sides, new control arms. But yeah, everything tightened up like it's supposed to. So if you run into that issue, that's how I fix them. These came out just fine, so we just reuse those. All I got left to do is bolt the steering rack and cooler back on, and then I have to top off trans fluid since I ended up having to put a new axle in, since when that side broke, it actually separated the joint there and I couldn't get it back in, so I just swapped out the axles. So we'll go over and look at the old parts before we conclude this video. Alright, here's all the old parts. There's the axle shaft I was talking about. There's the joint that's separated. There's the suspension cradle, and you can see there's obviously something missing there because it's actually right there still connected to the control arm.